Algorithms. Oh my God, have you guys heard of this word? Algorithms. Guess what? I had like a pop, I call it a, point of passion. And I had this sort of like download that I want to share with you guys. That's amazing. So when you think of algorithms, I've always heard, people getting upset. Oh my God, they changed the algorithm when they were trying to do advertising or whatever. And something that used to work no longer works. But when you really think about algorithms, and I ask you to do this for yourself, you know what I mean? I went on Google and also AI, and an algorithm is simply a step by step set of instructions for solving a problem or performing a task. All right. So now I'm going to share something with you because what if your algorithm is got you put in, if you ever heard anyone say these things or you said these things, I'm overwhelmed. I'm stuck. I'm frustrated. I'm confused. I don't understand. I it's just like you want your life to change. Wouldn't you agree? Please, if you don't, say so. But are you satisfied? Or should I say it the other way? Are you dissatisfied with anything in your current life? See, most people in the world don't know what they want. They just don't know what they want. But boy, do they know what they don't want. And so if thoughts are things, I'm going to take you on a little trip here, and I think you're really going to enjoy it, all right? So an algorithm is basically computer code. And what it is understand the algorithm is created for a company, let's say Facebook, any kind of social media, TikTok. If you were to ask yourself this question, or I ask you this question, what do you think that Facebook's algorithm is really trying to do? Well, it's pretty obvious, people that bought the stock, Mark Zuckerberg, the people that actually went with the company, they're multi billionaires. They're the top wealthiest people ever. So same with TikTok or same with X or any one of these Instagram. So their algorithms are really trained to do a couple of things. Okay, now follow. One is they would love you and other people to stay on their social media platform as long as possible. So they're coding their step-by-step instructions like a recipe. Their number one goal is to get and keep your attention. Some people know what I do for a living, and it's called peak of interest. You want to see people that are interested. So the link to the videos, the words on the videos, everything is programmed, an algorithm to make sure that you stay there. Now, if you're watching certain things or you're liking certain things and hearting up and doing all this stuff, then the algorithm is now becoming personal to you. And what it does is it just starts feeding you the same things. I know every one of you, if you've seen like a funny video or something, or a video that maybe even upset you, maybe it's a video that inspired you, maybe it was a video that really touched you, like America's Got Talent video. You're like, oh my God, this is amazing. Oh wait. Is part of the algorithm to actually get you videos that when you see them, that you might like them, you might comment on them, you might share them with other people. Wow. So if you ever notice, you go from one thing to another, or even sometimes, hey, computers are pretty smart. You might say something like I can say to my wife, hey, listen, I really got to fix that sprinkler head, and there's a part of the lawn that's not getting enough water. And then all of a sudden I get all these videos, but while I'm watching the videos, the ads from the videos have to do with sprinklers. I'll get to the point. I hope right now you're with me. You're going, yeah, I totally get this, right? So, back in the day, way back before the internet, yeah. Do you know that our military, governments all over the world, started figuring out at this thing where they could actually do subliminal programming? So instead of talking to your conscious mind, they talk to your subconscious mind. And what they were doing in movies and certain shows and everything is it would take one frame. In fact, you can't see it. It's sort of like some videos they have out there where you got to try to catch the frame and put the puzzle piece, at the right time, And so puzzle pieces are falling apart and you're like clicking and trying to get it to go there, sort of like games, right? Wow. Something else to keep your attention. Anyway, what they used to do is they would just flash on the screen popcorn. And I used to work in a movie theater when I was really young. And so here's what's so crazy. You get these great big giant reels of film, right? And there's 3 projectors up there. And you put, each reel into one of these each 3. And as you're watching the movie, when it gets close to the end of that reel, right? Depending on the length of the film, it would be 2 to 4 big giant reels long. I learned from the guy that runs the projector is he goes, watch in the upper left-hand corner. You'll see this dot just show up. And I go, okay. And he pointed it out to me. And I seen the dot and he goes, okay, that means warm up the projector. So he turns the other projector on because it's already put where it's supposed to be. And he goes, all right, watch for the second dot. Second dot came. He turned the projector on. And then when the next thing happened is this one ran out of film, but the other one already synced where it was. Now, when he showed me that, now every film I ever watched, I go, there it is, there it is, there it is. One of the neat examples I tell people all the time is think of something that you did for yourself that made you unique. Maybe it was a color of a car. Maybe it was like a shirt like this. Maybe it was a tattoo. Maybe it was something that you did to make you unique, right? And then as soon as you do that, you go, oh, there's another red car. There's another red car. There's another red car. I go all over the world and I run into people that I go, wow, nice shirt. Tommy Bahamas, people are like, hey, I'm looking for a unique flowered Tommy Bahama shirt. And I think it was Saving Silva or something. You guys know the movie. But it was like the guy was like going, oh my God, someone kill me because this girl was making him wear a shirt like this. But he was younger. So there was some guy my age. So going back to algorithm, when they would throw up a word like popcorn or soda or pop, and then people would get up and go buy. So most of the money was made and still is from the concession stands. Now, when the government found out that people were doing this subliminal things for people, they made them quit. They told them, you got to stop. Can't do that anymore. You can't. So wait a minute. The government figured it out, and then other advertisings and companies started using it. But everyone here says it doesn't work for me. Robert, I think you're out there. Sometimes you talk about some of the craziest stuff. Okay, so if I went plop, plop, fizz, fizz, da, 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 I'm loving it. Oh, what a relief it is. Yeah, it's like there's these things. It's the real thing in the back of my mind. Something I gotta find. Coca-Cola, right? So if they're not doing it with their eyes, they're doing it in other ways. Noises. Da-dink, da-dink. Oh, isn't that like the Intel commercial? So there's all these things that we keep saying that we're not programmed, that we're not following this algorithm, that we have 100% control over our mind and our emotions. But yet, when we come to being dissatisfied in any one area of our life, we keep telling ourselves, we feel guilty, we procrastinate, we feel shame, we tell ourselves it's easy. They say, listen, all you got to do is find interested people and then put them in front of the information. They'll make the decision, yes, no. So if I can just constantly do this, then I will find interested people. And so you think of ways to build like a YouTube channel or build influence, to make not only money for yourself, but leverage where you have freedom. And so when I got introduced to this stuff 38 years ago, I was going, wait a minute. Are you telling me I can make $1 million plus a year by connecting other people that are interested in the product or service? And when they buy it from the company that I send them affiliate to, that I could just, so when I seen YouTube and the internet, I'm like going, wow, did you guys know that Mr. Beast just became a billionaire? A YouTube person became a billionaire. Now, I know we throw billion around like it's nothing, right? But did you guys know that if we counted $1 for every second, $1 for every second, that $1 million is like 11 days. 11 days. If we counted a second for every dollar and we went to $1 billion, I believe it's 31 years. 11 days, 31 years. So for someone to be a billionaire and have hundreds of billions of views on his YouTube channel, and now he's financially a billionaire and one of the youngest, I'm not saying that you have to do things like this. I'm just saying that having money come in to take care of you and your family and doing the things you love, plus using that money to make great choices and do incredible things that I've always loved and want to do with my family and continue. Plus, it allows me to help out other people. And so when I first was plugged into this and went, wow, instead of going to work, I could actually just introduce things like this, wisdom, ideas, concepts. There's a certain thing out there that says if you seek wisdom, you don't need anything else, right? And so that's what I do. And so when I came across this idea, because people keep saying to me, Robert, I'm stuck. Robert, I don't know why I don't do what I'm supposed to do. Robert, I know that I can do it, but then I keep not doing it. Can I give you some interesting thoughts? What if the rest of the world, the billion-dollar industries and companies, are just basically using algorithm recipes step by step to get you to become a consumer and always watch their programming, always stay on their social media? Because the thing that stops you from doing the things that you want to do is procrastination, distraction, complacency, conformity. Don't you know that you should be satisfied? You need to be satisfied with what you have. Why can't you be happy with just who you are? Well, now there's a nature algorithm. Algorithm. Have you ever asked yourself, why do I keep wanting more? Well, because it's the same power and force that's over a flower, over a blade of grass, over a tree, over everything. It's like this whisper, you can have more. You can have more. Instead of saying more, think of it as growth. We weren't put on this planet just to be satisfied. Why not have the best things in life? See, there's so many people out there that thoughts are things, and when they think of something and they create it, and it's an incredible experience that you and your family, will take your breath away, like traveling to a country or going on a ride or zip lining or bungee jumping or parachuting or driving a race car, driving a drag car, flying private, you know, just on and on and on, experiencing this incredible food. I mean, there's some chefs all over the world, and they get to cook the best meals with the most freshest stuff, right? And the taste just explodes. I mean, you eat in some other countries other than the United States, and you're like, man, this is what food's supposed to be like. And I know there's restaurants here in the United States that are that way, but if we've got energy that gives us thought, that allows us to imagine, then why don't you believe that you do deserve a reliable new car? Why don't you deserve to be debt free? Why don't you deserve? There's people all over the world that don't work. Someone explained that to me 38 years ago. Robert, you could have freedom and make millions of dollars and not work. See, the schooling programming, the algorithm in school told me that, the only way that I could be happy and successful is get a good education, and then get more years of education, get more educations, and then get a job, and then work up this corporate ladder. That's happiness. But then I got hurt on my job, and someone installed another algorithm in my mind. See, a lot of things make you feel like you're not worthy, you're not enough, you're not deserving. So what we have is we have this alternate, like, algorithm that's running from nature with us. Now, at the beginning, we're imagining. You say to a child, Walt Disney imagination. It's like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a dancer. I want to be a fireman. It's like your imagination. It's out there. It just can do anything. And then we slowly start getting programming, step-by-step instructions on how to make sure we show up on time. We figure out how to do a really minimal task over and over and over and over and over again. And then we get some break. We call recess. We'll change it later. Just call it a break. And then you get lunch. And then you get another break or recess. And then you go home to work, right? I mean, home after work. Get in public transportation or get your own vehicle and set in rush hour traffic. It's like, wow, what if there's another program? Whether there's another algorithm. So when you ask yourself, wow, as soon as you start thinking of this concept, man, Robert just listened to a guy, did what he did. First programming he wanted me to get out of my mind was, The Greatest Miracle in the World by Og Mandino. He told me I needed to go get this book, because the thing is it's not just being aware that your paradigm and your algorithms are playing against you and they're distracting you, and you just keep going and doing the same thing over and over. You're going, I got to stop getting, I got to just get off this social media. They just got me. I just go from clip to clip to clip to clip. And then you go, okay, I'm not doing that anymore. And then the next thing you know, you're doing it. Just like they call TV programming. TV programming. How many of you could just easily take and say, this is what I'm doing on this time. I eat at this time. After that, we get in front of the programming tube and we do some Netflix, binging. It's like people constantly say to me, Robert, I just can't do this and learn to change my paradigms and my algorithm, maybe create my own algorithm, because I'm too busy. And then they post on social media that, oh my God, we just binged and watched every episode Breaking Bad or whatever. I'm going like, wait a minute, isn't each one of those episodes a half hour or an hour? How many seasons? How many episodes a season? It's like, oh my God, they did that. That's 40 hours. You know what I mean? And hey, by the way, if you're thinking that I'm above the algorithms, I'm not. I am not. What I'm asking you to do is be aware that when you're not doing the things that you want to do, where are the distractions coming from? Where are the direction? Oh my God, the news comes on at this time, and we got to do this, and the show's coming on here, and NFL football. Don't forget about NASCAR. And it's like all these things that are, wait a minute, all these billion-dollar companies are doing programming to build an algorithm to make sure that you watch them. So then they can say they have 3 million viewers, and then they can get advertisers to pay them money. Just put these advertisements in front of you. No, I mean, they wouldn't design the news in a way where, right at the beginning, there's a sound, dun dun. and then you listen to the sound, it's like, whoa. And then right away they hit you with all the teasers, and then they just hit you with teasers, and then they hit you with teasers, and then they'll come on like they'll come on and say, and the next story we're talking about is this. And it's just a couple of seconds because you're trying to scan through the commercials. And so now you think that's it, and then they catch you with another commercial. Yeah, this can't be happening, right? And so other than that kind of programming, now we got everything telling us that not only do we have distractions, but then we have other things, right? Which is not only distractions, but then we got these little voices in our head that are telling us, you can do that tomorrow. And then we got these little voices in our head that are persuaders. I call them Dinos. You guys don't know about Flintstones. You got Dinos. I got a bunch of these voices in my head that keep telling me, you don't have to do this right now. You know what? You don't know enough. You don't know enough. And what if you say something wrong? What if you do something wrong? Maybe get another course. Maybe hire another coach. Maybe read another book. Maybe go to another live training. It's like I just don't know enough. I sure don't want to mess this up. So you buy course after course after course. Again, why would you buy a course? Why would you buy a piece of exercise equipment? Why would you buy another diet? Why would you grab these things and stick you with a pin? Oh, the natural algorithm or programming that wants us to grow, wants us to be better, wants us to have a better life, more happiness, more fulfillment. So there's this constant thing where, we should be satisfied, but we're dissatisfied. And I think that's good. I really think that's good. Fighting that. I know people that have tried to master the art of doing as little as possible for as long as they can, and never traveling and never really spending any time with their families, and just seeing how lazy they can be and do the bare minimum. I that's not for me. That's not for me. I know people like that, and that's just not me. So when I know that the algorithm kicks in, so I say, okay, I'm done. I'm doing this. I am doing this. And then I start realizing algorithms, and some people in the old days like me used to call them habits. Now they call them loops, right? You keep doing this same loop over and over and over. And I'm just saying, what if there was a bunch of people out there that are a lot smarter than me, maybe even you, that their number one thing in life is learning advertising, personality traits, communication skills, understanding, what kind of sign you are, when's your birthday. And they got all this data on you, this incredible data of watching you click on social media and sending out emails and doing all kinds of things. So they probably know what you like and what you don't like. And they just keep putting this stuff in front of you. And then all of a sudden, it's like they show these commercials. Are you tired? Are you fatigued? Do you have short memory? Are you always depressed? It's like, we got something for you. No kidding. No kidding. So now, might be on all kinds of substances, you know what I mean, to try to, get that feeling. And we now are just a giant consuming thing that stays distracted, and we can't seem to break that paradigm or break that habit or that algorithm. Huh? And then here's the last one. So you got distractions, right? Then you got persuasion. And then you got the other one. It's like, geez, there's courses all over the internet about how to be a good persuader. That might not have anything to do with writing, stories, songs, plays, TV series. Hey, product placement, you know, why am I saying all this stuff? What if I just said to you, hey, it's not your fault. It's not your fault if you just don't know that you don't know. See, don't you think it's interesting where they always talk about things that are, it's a mystery. It's a mystery. This is mysterious. We don't know how this happens. What that is, another name for mystery is ignorance. Ignorance is not a bad word. When I first heard it, geez, Robert, you're ignorant. I'm like, I'll kick your ass. That's what I'll do. And so, no, it's ignorance means you don't know that you don't know. So when all of a sudden, someone started sharing this stuff with me, and I was going like, why do I do that stuff? That's crazy. I could do anything. So when you understand the persuasion, then you understand the distractions, right? And that, all these companies are spending every dollar they have to make sure that they get you to do the things that they would like you to do, which is consume content, right? Now there's one other one. So we finally aware of this. We're going, I can't believe I do that. I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to do something different. Instead of, Netflix or some other streaming service watching hours and hours. What if I, just plugged in and actually, listen to something that's positive? What if I really did do something for 30 minutes that was for me to help me understand that I can create my own algorithm. I can create my own loop. I can create my own imagination. I can constantly be plugging into that same energy that everybody else does, but I can plug into it and imagine something and press my imagination onto this energy. And that's where everything is created. So instead of focusing on just consuming or being competitive, what if I could just focus on being creative? What if I could come up with that kind of concept? And when I heard this stuff, it was like, a light bulb went on. That sounds so much funner. See, a lot of people are not going to believe this when I say this, but do you know it takes more energy to lose than to win? It takes more energy to struggle paycheck to paycheck than not have to worry about money anymore. It's like everything that the world tried to program us, it's really the opposite of what we thought it was. And so the other one is, of course, we're all human beings and we have this thing in our life, it's just a default of fight or flight. And sometimes when we start doing something new, then that part of our brain just goes, oh my God, what if you're not good at this? What if you suck at this? What if you spend all this time doing this and you never get any results? What if this doesn't make you feel good? What if you lose your friends? What are people going to say? And so you got this part of your body that, that is created in you, and it's good to be there. It really is. When you get a little bit of nervous or something, it's like your brain's going, listen, be careful. You don't want to end up getting hurt or getting killed. And so that part of our, instead of fighting and going, listen, bullshit. I see what you're doing. I'm just going to do it anyway. And see, that's when you start changing your habits, your paradigm, your algorithm. And you start taking it away from all the other things that, see, people keep saying all the time that they're in total control of their mind, that they're creative thinkers. If you're a creative thinker and your emotions and your algorithms are not distracting you, persuading you, making you want to go, I can't do this. What if I'm a failure? I'm scared of failing. What? What? It's like, well, what if this something bad happened? No, what if something good happened? What? See, now all of a sudden you got all the ifs and you just keep switching it. And so even me at this age of 63, I'm still finding algorithms that I'm going, wow, Robert, you just keep doing the same stupid stuff. You got to find that algorithm, replace it with something else, and start getting excited about creating something new. I believe and I know that I'll do more in the next 30 years than I did in the past 63. I haven't lived my best life yet. I haven't had my best experiences yet. I haven't got my best connection yet. My fulfillment, my joy. See, I understand that the natural algorithm that I have is to continue to be gooder and gooder. So I don't need to compete against anybody. I can be creative and making myself better, turning this silver plaque into a gold plaque. Instead of having millions of views, billions of views. Instead of, making 12 million, make 21 million. Huh? It's like, if I've done stuff before, why can't I do more stuff? So anyway, I just thought I would put this video out and just call it algorithms and just really get you to do your best to say, wow, what if I'm aware of this stuff, then I can change this stuff. And when the persuader and the Dino comes in that's distracting you, to just say, no, that's not true. That's not true. If other people can do it, I can do it. And so I believe in you. I love you. I appreciate you. We always have incredible videos with the Imaginators. So, instead of figuring out a reason why to make you cry or a vision, a passion, a purpose, I now know without a shadow of a doubt, as I can share with you, how to start imagining a better future for you and your family, because you deserve it. And if no one's giving you permission to be that individual, to do, be, have, and do, we naturally want to expand and be more. And I know you can, because I can. Someone showed me and I can show you. So love and appreciate you. See you in the next video, and bye for now.